Long time no see. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be playing with some makeup. I'm not going to go into a big speech, but I have not done this in a really long time, and I specifically remember saying that 2022 was going to be the year of tutorials, so I'm off to a terrible start. But we're not going to talk about it, are we? No, we're going to get right into it. I went on Instagram Live this morning. I was just doing the rounds. I'm just catching up everywhere. I've missed y'all. I've been busy doing other stuff, but I'm back. On my Instagram Live, we discussed what I was going to film today, so we've come up with a colourful but natural skin that is long-lasting makeup tutorial. We're going to start with our brows before anything, before skincare, before any of it. So I'm going to zoom you in and we're going to do this. I'm going to go for a natural brow. I'm going to use the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. And I'm doing my brows first because I really want to load them full of products. I'm going to go back on my brow. I'm going to go backwards. Oh yes. I'm really getting the product in there. I'm using the flat side of this brush. Oh, spiky. I'm loving this big fluffy brow. And then we kind of let it dry. I'm just going to use the VIEVE 227 brush. Surprise! If you don't know, now you know. We've sneaky dropped them. We've got a VIEVE pop-up happening right now in London, and the brushes are available there. But I'm not going to talk about them too much, but I am just going to use them. It's got a really nice firm spoolie. I've got very sparse tails on my brow, but if I let them grow, they just grow down the way, and I don't want that. I'm going to use the Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade number 3. This shade is quite nice. It's not too dark, but it's quite cool. I don't want anything too warm in my brows, and I'm just going to extend the tail of this brow. And the reason I'm doing this without my skincare is the pencil just doesn't grip to my skin the same way. I quite like to do my brows, if I'm properly filling them in and stuff, I like to do them on dry skin, and I want to really extend the tail, increase the height of the arch a little bit too. And while I'm working away on these eyebrows, how do you like the new backdrop? I did this a couple of months ago, I think. I was kind of sick of the plain backdrop. I feel like this way it's almost like, welcome to my home. Come on in, can I get you anything? It's a little bit more open and a little bit less sterile than just a white backdrop. I'm going to go in with my Gummy Brow now and just plump these up a little bit. This Gummy Brow is in the shade 5, so it's quite dark, but I prefer to have the depth of my brows almost through the hair rather than straight on my skin. But I'm a wee bit tanned at the moment, so I can get away with a slightly darker brow. Also, I'm kind of letting my hair go back to brunette. And on my face, I'm using my U-Tan, the tanning water that I collaborated on. And on my body, it's just my tan from the Maldives. Me and Jack were away on our honeymoon. Okay, yeah, I really like these brows. They're a bit messy, undone. Because I've loaded the hair up with that brow gel, the 24-hour brow setter, and then I'm going in with Gummy Brow, the hair's real thick. I'm going to do my eyes now. I was trying to think of something fun and graphic that we could do together. I really wanted to do colourful graphic, quite minimal, colourful liner. I don't really have any. I couldn't think of any. I've got this colour. This is the colour I want to use. This is the Makeup Forever Aqua XL colour paint in the shade M24. But it's quite, I don't know if it's old, but it's quite dry, and I'm nervous to use this to try and get a liner. Maybe I should just try. I'm going to go in with the 229 VIEVE brush, the lip and line. I'm just going to put this in the back of my hand. I'm not even going to bother priming my eyes just now because I just want to see what the product does. Oh, okay. So I'm getting that on my hand, and I'm getting the brush nice and flat with it. Don't know if it's sticky enough, if that makes sense, but let's just try it. It's been a while since we played. What do you think? I love that colour, but I feel like these paints are they're a wee bit dry. Do you know what I really want? Actually, I'm going to order it today. I've wanted this for years. The Makeup Forever really famous palette that's all the paints. I've never had that. I'm just going to bring this back on itself. Okay, that's cute. Let's just stick with it. Let's do it. I was going to do my usual. I was going to do one big bold colour all over and then use black to get the graphic liner, but I'm going to stick with it. I was thinking this morning I want to do something really beautiful, really fresh, because I feel like that's the way that makeup's is at the moment, but I also want to feel like a baddie, so how do we strike that balance? And I feel like this kind of eye is it. I'm just going to keep my eye open while I create my shapes. And this paint is almost a tiny bit powdery, which means that you can kind of blend it. But because I've got, look, can you see how sharp? So that's the brush. And you can get it super flat. On the back of my hand. No, that is not doing what I want it to do. These paints are really nice. I actually think this is expired. Excellent. I've just squeezed out more of my hand, and as I'm moving it into the tube, it's a bit creamier. So maybe I'll just get by this time. But I think I'm ready to do some shopping, you know. Can you see that? As I'm going on top, it's kind of starting to crumble away. Call a spade. That product's not working for me. I think I've left it too long. I have had it for years. This is a very fun colour to play with if you want to look tanned. If you're on holiday or you're just getting into your summer vibes. I'm quite happy to completely skip spring and just go straight to summer if that suits everyone else. Nice. Okay, I do quite like this, but it is bright. It's almost neon, isn't it? And I'm purposefully not talking about the brush too much, but it is making it very easy. Okay, that's better. So I can see that this almost kind of goes more up and down. Like this side's more up and down, and this side's more like swooped. So I'm just evening them out. It's a shame. I remember this product being amazing when it was new. Let's leave that there for now. I have two glitters here. I think I want to use this one. So this is from e.l.f. Their glitter, like liquid glitter liner in Flirty Birdie. So you can see the colour is just like it's almost like a really nice inner corner highlight, which is exactly what I'm going to do. It does say on the packet, not for use around the immediate eye area, but we're all adults here. Let's put that there and there. And then I'm going to go in with the VIEVE 225 Precise Eyeshadow Packer. And I'm just going to pat that out slightly, just tiny amount. This brush is really small, and it's just to diffuse it so it's not one blob. Do you know what? I think this could be quite fun on the brow. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to put it on my lid. You can't stop me. I just want to do it here. Wow. I'm just going to use that same tiny packer brush just to diffuse it. I kind of want it like a wash of sheer shimmer slash glitter. That's very nice. And then I'm just going to put a tiny touch. I don't know if I'm going to regret this. Whoa. This is kind of giving me Princess Jasmine vibes. I like that I've just done it on my bare lid because it makes the product look really sheer, which I think will work really well when we've done our skin because we're doing quite minimal skin. I'm going to do my mascara now. I really want to use the Maybelline Sky High. It's been so long since I've been here doing tutorials, but I have been using this so much. So the Urban Decay Lash Freak I still love. This is the only mascara that I find wears just as long. So I'm going to really take my time to build up these lashes. I feel like there's tons of mascaras right now that are blowing up. This is one of them, the MAC Stack Mascara. There's just a few that have gone nuts. What are your favourite mascaras right now? Because I feel like Lash Freak and Sky High for me are the ones I keep on going backwards and forwards to. Like, look how good that looks. I've got quite a heavy lash in front of me and I've changed my mind. I want to go for something really wispy, but I'll wait until my lashes dry. I actually think I really want to do my skin. My skin feels dry. Let's zoom you out a little bit so you can see my face. Are we even? Mostly. I really need to put hydration in my skin, so I'm going to use the Strivectin, Tears of My Enemies. This is in collaboration with Caroline Hirons. I trust my skin, my life with Caroline Hirons. So that's me got some hydration in. I'm going to use the Inky List Hyaluronic Acid next, so just a few drops of that, and we're going to work it in with our fingers. This is one of my favourite ways to prep, so I am going to use my brand VIEVE's Skin Nova. If you're using Skin Nova, which looks like this by the way, it's our Instant Radiance Primer. It's the start of my makeup every day. Use a hyaluronic acid underneath and then put this on top, and what you'll get is that stickiness. So whether you're wearing no foundation, light foundation, full coverage foundation, it just really helps. Oh, I was in desperate need for that hydration. I'm just going to bring it down my neck as well. This towel, by the way, Katie Jane Hughes, genius. I literally have one on my desk at all times just to clean the makeup off my hands, and it's saved my clothes because I used to literally just go like that. Nah. So thank you. Okay, for our base, I'm going to talk about a few foundations that I'm not going to use because of the shade that I am right now. I've gone a lot deeper because I've got a tan. I catch quite a good tan in the sun, and I've not been tanned for quite a while, so none of my foundations match. None of my light coverage ones anyway. So there are two foundations. I've actually done a bit of work for both of these foundations, I'll let you know right now. The Nars Light Reflecting Foundation is absolutely beautiful, and the Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Makeup Foundation is absolutely beautiful. Both are a wee bit too light for me at the moment. This is almost just too yellow. It needs like a touch of red in there. I've got quite a lot like warmth in my skin, I think, but these guys are incredible. What I do have in front of me is something that I've never used on myself, but I use it in my kit. So I have used this foundation on so many models, but never myself. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Tint. So this is the shade 325. I just think this looks really good. It might be a tiny bit deep, but I'm fine with it, so I'm gonna give it a good shake. This isn't the full thing, this is like a little tester that I had. I got given loads of testers of all the shades, which is actually perfect, because I put them straight in my kit and I've been using them since, and all the models' skin's been looking unbelievable. But I'm just gonna scoop that out and put it on my hand. My hands are a lot lighter than my body, but do you see how it's got that kind of more amber colour to it? I'm gonna use the VIEVE 117 foundation brush, and I'm literally just gonna pick this up and I'm gonna just start buffing that into the skin. And the reason that I know that this lasts a long time is because I've used it on models. And their makeup, I usually start at like 8 in the morning, and their makeup still needs to be looking super fresh at 5 at night, so not bad. Super sheer. Wow. It's very fresh feeling on the skin. One thing I'll say, I didn't realise when I was doing this on models, but I've gone through quite a lot of that already. Saying that, if you were using pumps, that would be maybe like 2 pumps. I think Shiseido skin products are unbelievable. The Synchro Skin Foundation as well, I love it. It's a lot like heavier than this. Maybe I wouldn't use the word heavy. I think heavy comes across a little bit negative almost. It's not heavy on the skin at all, it's just fuller coverage. Nice, that's a good colour for me. Out of all the foundations that I mentioned, the Nars and the Estee Lauder, this is the sheerest coverage. This is almost like a tinted moisturiser. Oh, it's a tint, it's called a tint, isn't it? It's definitely, like it says on the bottle, it's more of a tint, but really nice. See, for you guys that really don't mess about with coverage, you would like this. Concealer, I've got a similar issue. I don't know if anything's going to match me at the moment. Here, look. I think we're going to go for the lighter shade of concealer because I really want to use this. So this is the KVD Lightweight Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Medium 131. This is the Good Apple concealer. So do you remember the Good Apple foundation? I was obsessed with it. It's super full coverage, really hydrating, but it's got a matte finish. I really want to try this concealer. Oh shit, that looks very light. No, okay. Let's just try it a tiny bit. Oh, I think we can make this work. I'm going to do like 1 dot there. 1, 2, 3. I have stopped going down my nose with concealer. I feel like that's a big moment. Oh, I nearly did it. I realised it was doing absolutely nothing because I would just blend it away and end up with a big pale nose. I wasn't actually taking the time to properly highlight or correct. Well, let's see what happens here. I'm just going to use the 119 Conceal and Prime brush from VIEVE. I'm using the flat edge of the brush to get right up underneath my eye makeup. Okay, that looks okay. I think that we can save it with bronzer. It's just a wee bit too fair for me, I think. Not only have I used too much product, but taking away all that colour under my eyes has immediately made it look different to what the plan was. It doesn't look bad, I just look a few shades too like light around the under eye area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix it. We're going to bronze first. I'm going to go in with the Say Sunmelt bronzer in the shade Medium Bronze, and I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush, believe it or not. So I'm going to go straight in with my foundation brush and we're going to pat that on to start adding that warmth back into the skin. So I'm just stippling on this bronzer as a base. I'm kind of going a little bit all over with it just to add that tan back, but when we go in with our powders I'm going to be a little bit more precise. I'm going to swap over to the 121 Blush and Bronze brush, and I'm going to go in with my Modern Bronzer in the shade Tan. I'm going to use this shade here. Can you see it's got a bit of a reddy undertone to it? Amazing for bronzing up more tan skin tones, more sallow skin tones. This is a wee bit deep for me, this shade, but I'm just going to use a really, really light hand, and I'm going to start at the back, but I'm going to keep it all super high, almost bronzing my cheekbone rather than anything else. I'm going to kind of go under my jaw. I didn't highlight with concealer down my nose, but I'm going to take my brush and a little bit of that bronzer and just kind of go round and on top, just so it's not left out. I'm almost going to bring a little bit of that bronzer up higher, just to try and take down some of that brightness under my eyes. I have a new blush. I've not even looked at this yet. This is the Huda Beauty Cheeky Tint in Coral Cutie. It's like a perfect product. I'm gonna just swatch and see what colour we're playing with. Oh, wow, it's quite vibrant. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna draw it on my hand. I'm gonna pick it up. I've got another blush and bronze brush here that I use for creams, and I'm literally just gonna pick some of that up and pat it on. See, if you're ever using a product that you can draw straight on, but the colour is really, really strong, try this technique so you can't really go too far with it. Oh my god, I feel very Princess Jasmine with this. Wow, it's very glossy. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Pesca. Sunset Blush by VIEVE, just at the front. You know, have you seen it everywhere? People are doing like a deeper colour at the back and a lighter colour at the front. I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Loose Powder, just the classic one, and I'm going to go in with the 123 Precision Powder Brush. I'm going to work it right in, so I'm taking like a little bit of powder, getting that in the lid and working it right in, and I'm going to just start stippling that everywhere. See, because we've used really sheer layers of product and I've only got a skin tint on, there's not much to move around with this makeup. I'm going to set my face a lot with the Urban Decay All Nighter. I really hope they bring this back in summer, the summer solstice scent, because it's the friggin' best. While we wait for my skin to dry, I'm going to use the VIEVE lashes in the style Enhance HL4. This is literally going to just give me and a little bit of drama at the root. Now that the setting spray's dried, back in with powder. This is the secret to super long lasting skin. If you're still wearing masks at the moment, I know that it's different all over the world, but if you're still wearing a mask, just make sure you concentrate a lot of powder in that area, your cheeks as well, just underneath, just to make sure nothing's going to slide around. I'm loving the glossy cheek, so I'm going to add a little bit of Skin Dew, tiny amount. I'm going to go in with the 125 highlight brush, which to me is just like applying with fingers. I'm literally just going to pat just to amp up the glow a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's a summery cheek. Right, let's get these lashes on. I'm kind of wanting to put mascara on the outer corners of my lashes again, just to, let's just do it. Oh God. Very nice. Okay, let's do our lips and then we can have a look and see where we are. So for my lip, I'm going to be using a VIEVE combo. I used it in my last Instagram reel that I did, and I got loads of lovely comments from people asking what it was, so I thought I would do it here because I've never done it here. This is one of our new lip colours we launched at the end of January. Modern Matte Lipstick in the shade Pinch and Modern Lip Definer in the shade Peached. So you can see it's like a really light peach colour. It's the perfect balance between pink and peach, which is why I call it Peached. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Bark first. I'm going to get that edge, we're going to overdraw. And if you haven't tried blending a darker lip liner with a paler lip liner, you need to, because it just changes the whole finish. I just think it looks really crisp, really nice. Do the bottom lip. So same, going in with the dark and then blending out with Peached. Now I'm going to go in with the lipstick in the shade Pinch, and you'll see it's a proper peachy pink, quite bright. And I'm going to use my old technique of using my fingers just to pat that in and give it a rub. And I more often than not use a few products on my lips. I just think it gives a really nice finish, and lip colours are so like interchangeable. I would use those two lip liners with a bunch of other lip colours, and I'd use this lipstick with a bunch of other lip liners just to get a different finish. I do have a lip gloss here. This is the Tower 28 lip jelly, the Shine On lip jelly in the shade Pistachio. It's just a touch too pink, but I want to try it and just see what it's like. So no smell, well, it smells like lip gloss, like the ingredients. It doesn't have a aroma or a scent, but I'm going to just use a tiny bit. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it like that. I don't want to go too nuts, and I just want it on my bottom lip. I've got one more thing to show you. We're coming into summer. I really want to show you how I glow up my body. I did this for Murder Way and I'm obsessed. I have two products here. One I've already used. I'm going to use the VIEVE Skin Dew, and I'm going to mix it with my body oil. So this is the Keys Sacred Body Oil. This is my second bottle. I just opened this. I've been using this every day after I get out of my bath. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Skin Dew, I'm going to go straight into my hands, and I'm going to get a decent amount. Like, this is more than I would ever use on my face. And I'm going to get a pump of this body oil, like a pipette, and I'm just going to gently mix those together. So this is what you end up with, like. And I'm just going to put it straight on, and I'm going to go under my necklaces. Keys Soul Care Oil smells amazing, and the Skin Dew smells amazing. So both of them together, they actually really complement each other, which is nice. There's no clashing scents. And I'm just going to take my time to really rub this in everywhere. And what you get is the most like stunning, glowy, it's like super hydrated, glowy skin. The oil itself gives a nice shine, but I just think Skin Dew mixed in, oh, it blends so nicely. Right, I'm gonna go and sort my hair out and I'll be right back. So I just went away and put all my jewellery back on, put my hoops in, and for my hair I just used the Davines oil. I started playing around with it and I just thought that the kind of more natural texture of my hair, I guess. I mean, whatever texture you want to call this. I think it kind of suits the look. So that's the finished look, you guys. I hope you really liked it. I've missed you a lot. I've got my new setup, which I really like. I feel like it's just a little bit more casual. And I also got a lock put on my door because it stops the dogs barging in. But then what I can do is at the end of filming, hello! At the end of filming, I can get the dogs in to say hi. I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Everything that I used will be linked down below. And apart from that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. It's mad. It's madness. I'm gonna zoom you in and we're gonna do this. That's the wrong way. Oh, look at the mess. I've gone a bit nuts with the blush today, but I'm fine with it. I feel like I poked myself in the eye with this one a lot, but it's worth it. Pain is beauty. Give me like teen. I feel like I look like a teenager. Don't tell me otherwise or I'll cry. Oh, I really wanted to use a new concealer. Shit. When I went on my call there, one of my colleagues went, "Oh, you look like a little fairy." There's birds going absolutely nuts outside. Spring has sprung. Now that the setting spray... Oh yeah, what do you think about my setup? I feel like I'm not finished. It's really exciting. You've got a radiator behind me. Diana's there. Can you see her? Oh, I need my fucking lash applicator. Shit. I've got a call that I forgot about right now.